Hey, what's up? How are you? Chad McMillan here. Super stoked you're with me today. This is the PM4B Pinterest Marketing for Business Master Course, the Pro All In, my strategy, moving and shaking, all the magic to 10x your Pinterest influence, take your account and your Pinterest presence to a whole nother level. Super stoked to dive into this. Now, I am hoping and trusting that you have gone through the free version, the PM4B Lite walk up to this course. So at least if you're still new to Pinterest and getting familiar with the basics, that you've gone through that, where I outline the basics and give you a lot of great tips and tools to help catalyze your Pinterest growth and bring you up to speed so that you're ready to dive into this phase and this segment, this offering with me. For reference, the PM4B Pro course here is about twice as long as the Lite version. There may be some stuff that we touch on loosely because it's relevant in both courses. But this is a continuation course, so hoping you've got a lot of the basics down about what Pinterest is, how we can use it, what's going on, and how to do some of these basic tricks, and how to run some of these basic initiatives, pinning and boards and stuff like that. Now, when you move forward and jump forward into this course and into deeper Pinterest use, like setting up a business account, there's a whole bunch of new things that Pinterest offers you and helps power you up with, which I'm all about. It's quite amazing, as I've said, and I'll continue to say. I feel it's quite an untapped social platform. I mean, there's 300 million users on it, so it's not like no one's there. But I feel most users, as I've said before, don't really know what they're doing. And I know for my part, it took me a few years to really figure out how to work this properly. It's marketed, and these platforms are marketed like you just show up and then everything makes perfect sense and away you go. But the truth is, you kind of got to get a feel for the algorithms and the way each platform works and their nuances, and then what content works for you and what your audience wants, and then make these adjustments. So it can take some time, right? And for my part, it was really fits and starts, trying some things which I thought were cool and whatever, but still just didn't resonate, right? Nobody really picked up on what I was doing. I mean, in some part they did, but not at the scale we're talking about now. So what's possible here? Well, from my own desk, from my own business account, I was able and am able to take, my engagement through the roof. I've reached as high as 1.5 million views a month and over 50,000 engagements a month through the content that I'm sharing through my account. Just from my own desk. I've created a recurring traffic stream through this site passively to my own website and my own products and services, which comes in every day. I don't even need to do anything anymore. Now there's more I can do, there's always experimentation, and there's always, innovation, and there's always new fresh content that I share and whatnot. But I don't have to. I could walk away from this in a whole bunch of ways, and some of that kind of monthly number engagement will drip a little bit, obviously, but generally, like, the engine keeps running, right? The amazing thing with Pinterest is it's this passive, SEO based platform, so it's more of a visual search engine than anything. So we're optimizing all kinds of things so that when you're using it, all that content just keeps working for you afterwards out there in perpetuity, right? And people find it, and your older pins can just go viral, and all kinds of amazing stuff can happen. So this is real. It happens, and it's happened with my account and my content, and it's a ton of fun. I love curating, and I love discovering new things, and many people do, and it's really a power tool that nobody is really talking too much about, at least as far as I feel, as much as they should. And a lot of people aren't applying best practices to what they're doing, which are the things we can control, right? So here I am. That's why we're here. Let's dive in a little bit, and I'll start walking you through some of this, and show you what this course is going to be all about, and a little bit more about who I am, what the platform's all about, some stats around the platform, all this cool stuff. And then we'll really dive into the meat and potatoes, and give you the tools and techniques that work for me, that I'm using, and that are really rocking my account and my influence and my profile and what have you. So let's dive in. Oh, I guess I'll say this too, just before. This is the format, right? So if you've taken the previous course, it's great. If you've jumped ahead because the earlier modules, that's great. If you've jumped ahead of those modules because you want to jump right into the more advanced stuff, it's cool. I mean, I've modularized this course for a reason, so you can jump wherever you want. And equally, when I find that there's elements I want to change, or I want to add new sections or bonus sections later, or whatever, as the platform evolves, really easy for me to do that as well, right? So this is it. I've got the deck in front of me here for reference as we go through it. I've got it up in screencast on my second screen here, and so you're going to see me kind of go back and forth. And obviously I'm here on video. I got my mic, right? Got my lights. We're good. So let's get into it. Yeah, shall we? PMB4 Pro. Let's do it. This is the Pinterest Marketing for Business course. You know it. You've got a business, I hope, or you're starting a business, which is cool, and you want this to be a part of it. You want this to be one of your marketing channels to draw traffic and draw leads to whatever it is you're doing. If you don't have a business, that's okay. You can build a business reverse engineering it off of what you know from this channel, leveraging this channel, and start driving some traffic to this new idea you have. So it's all good. We're all welcome here, and we're going to 10x our Pinterest influence. That's our jam. It's general, right? There's a lot of different ways we can look at engagement. We can look at click-throughs. We can look at traffic as it comes through to your site, which, conversion optimization of your site, we won't be diving into at this point, but obviously that's important as well, for you to convert that action into, new signups, leads, and sales, but totally doable. And I'm going to share with you how and why. Of course, that's an extension. Making money with Pinterest is possible. That's what I'm saying. And there's a lot of different ways to do it. We're diving into that too. So, moving my face around as I'm going to need to keep this energy, keep this flow in motion, and make sure you can read everything. So look at some key disclaimers. I've touched on this in the light version. I'm going to re-emphasize them for those that may have skipped ahead. Results differ user to user. So what works for me might not necessarily work for you. It may work better for you, or it may work not quite as good for you. It just depends. It depends on your niche. It depends on your, execution of my suggestions here, and strategies here. It depends on, the consistency of your work and getting it moving. But I'm confident that these techniques that I'm going to show you are universally effective and efficient, and that if you follow them and employ them, in your opinion, that you're going to see the results. Carrying on, not an official Pinterest course. I'm not related to Pinterest in any way. I'm independent. This is, my information. These are my, strategies that I've developed myself over time. They're not, uniquely mine. Some of them, right? They're universal, and others may use them as well. But I think some of these, the way I've put them together, very much are. And so, here we are, and that's why I'm sharing some of this magic with you. Now, not official Pinterest course, Pinterest logo, the P, the red circle, all this, beautiful stuff is the property of Pinterest. I use it here for reference and what we're talking about, and that's that. The CM, that's my logo. That's property of myself and my assigns, and the rights to the logo and the rights to this content and the rights to this course are all reserved. So, please, I invite you to be respectful of, the content and the offering I've created here. I appreciate you supporting, my business by encouraging those who you also feel might be interested in it to kind of sign up and discover it for themselves, and not just take this course and replicate it in 100 different ways and spread it all over the world, without their engagement or kind of permission or direct, interest and involvement, right? So thank you for that and respecting my work. But a little bit of disclaiming there. Here we are, and oops, what have I done? And we carry on. So, who am I? I've talked a little bit about me before. For those carrying on, for those that haven't, and jumped ahead. My name's Chad McMillan. I am an entrepreneur, online and otherwise. I've been running startups and public companies for over 15 years. I'm involved in all areas of executive management, corporate finance, communications, marketing strategy, mergers and acquisitions, you name it. So I've worn all the hats. I've lived and, worked through a bunch of those different sort of battles and challenges and hurdles and all that good stuff. And I continue to drive with new ideas and innovation in all these different areas. So that's what I do. This is a link to my profile if you want to just, jump in there and check out my profile as we go. But that's my overall background. As a startup entrepreneur, venture capitalist, a startup executive, and a creative artist. So, I have a lot of fun marrying these different concepts and areas and strategies and ideas. What do I do? I invest in, I advise, I consult with, I support in a whole basket of different ways, entrepreneurs and executives, startup companies that might be struggling or that might be new or that might be just, trying to find their way or looking for a fresh, injection of energy, new strategy, of, alternative methods of advancing the business. I do that while I drive my own business forward. I have my own online, offerings, products, services. I create and perform. I write. I produce. I have a lot of fun in all these areas. So everything that I'm sharing and and all my offerings, what I offer, these are things that I'm also using. These are things that I'm also doing, and these are things that I also enjoy. So I try and be pretty 360 degree holistic in my activities as I go. This is my website, chadmick.com. If you haven't seen it, play around, check it out, and I'm always open to connect about it and working together and what have you. But that's who I am and what I do. Now the course slate, what are we getting into in this course? Let's chat about it. Very cool topics here, meaty topics, right? The light course is like kind of, great tips and strategies and whatnot that are, I feel, fundamental. to success on Pinterest, which you need to be aware of. But here we're diving into some, some bigger stuff, right? And some deeper stuff. So we're going to run through a bit of an intro, Pinterest for Business, getting you set up. So what Pinterest for Business is about, for one, why you want to know about Pinterest for Business, why you want to use Pinterest for your business, right? You shouldn't be overlooking this. People are looking at, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. YouTube's very cool, one of my favorites as well. But people talk most about that, right? And Snapchat for a long time, but less so now, I feel. But Pinterest isn't really the first that comes up in the conversation. It's like these and Pinterest, right? Just Pinterest is rad, and there's really great reasons you should be in here using it for your business. So I'm going to elaborate on what some of those are. We're going to set you up. So we're going to walk you through the process of setting yourself up for business. It is an upgraded process, and there's a few little, sweet details that you need to know about on how to take full advantage of the power of the next level of, Pinterest use for your business. I'll get into some of my Pinterest, strategies and how I pin and how I put things together and all this good stuff that will really power up the way that you're doing it and really amplify your results. We're going to dive into Pinterest Analytics, which is exclusive for Pinterest business for business users. How to use analytics, what you get out of analytics, how they all work, and how to leverage your analytics to optimize and improve your profile and improve your content and really exponentially expand your growth on the platform. Pinterest ads. So social advertising, super, super hot right now. Very, very cool and always getting better. So what's awesome in Pinterest ads is how we can use pins and deliver them to targeted audiences very specifically. And what I love about it is that these ads don't feel invasive. They really don't feel any different than a regular pin. And when they're targeted properly, they land where they should. They land with people that really want to see that type of content. And not only that, most users on Pinterest, as you'll come to learn, and which I've touched a bit on before as well, are on Pinterest to shop. They're here looking for ideas towards making purchase decisions, and then they're also just exploring for products that they can purchase directly. So they're searching for specific products or related products or similar. So using ads is a real great tool to help amplify your interaction with that intention, right? To convert people into buying your products and services. Awesome. So we're going to dive into that, show you how that works. Power tools. This is very cool. I'm a systems builder. I'm not just a guy who likes to walk up and hit the same button myself every day. I'm a guy who likes to build business systems, leveraging automation, leveraging organization, leveraging, the variety of kind of connected tools and systems that when we, or platforms that when we put them together, help us sing, in our activities, help all these things just align and flow and rock. So there's some great power tools that I use to run my Pinterest profile and my Pinterest activities. I'm going to show you what those are, and I'm going to show you how to use them. So another very cool section. Then we're going to get into how to make money using Pinterest. So once you have all of this foundational wisdom about how Pinterest works, what all these strategies are, how to employ best practices with whatever your business is, then we're going to work into what the different methods of making money with Pinterest are, so that you can really kind of fine tune your activity and drive these to revenue generating conversion events and results. So very cool section, and very important. And then when we get to the end, we've got some kind of bonuses, a little bit of bonus access and an insight there. More to come as well, and we're in, and you're off to the races. You got this thing rocking, set up. You're ready to be a Pinterest power user. You know all the tools. You know how to run ads. You know how to use your analytics. And to say this, you don't have to run ads to be influential on Pinterest. You can do this organically, but ads is a cool, power up, a product-driven opportunity, so worthy of consideration. But you're going to have all this magic in your back pocket. You're going to be a Pinterest pro. You're going to be a Pinterest wizard, and you're going to be off to the races. You're going to make these changes, and you're going to start, going for it. So stoked for you. We're diving in. I'm glad you're here, and let's get into it.